Welcome to the Collector Cave, and today we are reviewing Beyond 6 Inches Chaos, Darknight Vigilante, 1/12 scale figure. And what this is a third-party figure based off The Dark Knight Returns, Batman from The Dark Knight Returns. They released the Superman earlier this year. National Defender was what he was called, and so this is kind of coupled with that. And boy, I'll tell you what, from what I've seen online, this figure looks fantastic. I haven't got him out of the wrapping yet, as you can see, but the box art is really awesome. Much like the National Defender one. As you can see, it's just really nice looking box. And I believe Chaos is a subsidiary or owned by Muff Toys. And Muff Toys is doing some really nice third-party work as well. And this is action figure number 2 by Chaos. The first one was, as we said, National Defender. As you can see here, it says here, Dark Knight Vigilante is our second figure. More characters will be announced soon. Please stay tuned. Ages 15 and up. Choking hazard because of small parts, and not for children under 3 years. So parents, take note. But yeah, the box art, everything about this is really cool. Nice, concise, small packaging as well. So it doesn't take up a lot of space if you're going to keep the box. So let's go ahead and get this guy unboxed and take a closer look. Okay, and the figure comes with a nice direction booklet, really high quality paper. And it shows you there's a masked portrait and then the unmasked portrait, which that one looks fantastic, by the way. We'll try them both out. And it shows you how to put them together on the body. A little bit of work you have to do, but I think it's worth it. And nice that they included a second head sculpt. What I didn't realize is that this figure comes with 2 different capes, a wired cape and a drape cape, which is awesome. And so it shows you directions there of how to put it on for the wired and then how to put it on for the drape. And then also a changeable belt. Put it on from the shoe tip. I can't remember that I remember this. So we'll take a look. There's not a lot of directions here as far as what it does, but it's been a long time since I've read The Dark Knight Returns. So I don't remember that. Looks like that's the end of the butt of a gun. The stock. I wish he came with the rifle. He doesn't have the rifle, but here is the drape cape, and it comes in a plastic bag to keep it separated. And it looks like it's fake leather. It looks really nice. And then here is the wired cape. There's looks like 5 wires in this cape. We'll get that out. And I wanted to show you guys, I haven't taken the figure out yet, but Chaos is putting their figures in like a rice paper, which is a nice way to store a figure over time if you want to keep them, off your shelf, or if you're selling them. It helps with static and all that kind of stuff. You see the head sculpt up here, the Bruce Wayne head sculpt, and then the hands are really big. These figures are massive, which is how they were drawn by Frank Miller. Oh, wait a minute. Well, there's the stock of the butt of the gun. I'm not sure because it doesn't come with the rifle. But he does come with like that Luger, or is that a not a Luger? What's the other one? It's what Han Solo's blaster is based off of from Star Wars. Something that Dr. Doom uses, something like that. And then a bunch of batarangs. And yeah, I'll have to work with this to figure this out. I'm not positive. But let me go ahead and take the figure. Let's do this live on camera. And then this rice paper feels good. Okay, it looks like there we go. Oh, I'm excited. Here we go. You guys ready? Here he is. And holy smokes, man. He is beefy. Just like the Superman. I gotta say, man, for being third party, this is what a fantastic looking figure. Holy smokes. Let me zoom in and look at that head sculpt right away. Got the white eyes. I love it. And then the cape will go underneath to kind of cover this gapping you see here at the end of the cowl. There is the bat symbol, and this looks like it's glued on, or it's it's like almost like Mezco does, like that plastic stuff they glue onto a fabric suit, which this being fabric is going to move real well, and no worries about it cracking over time. The only thing to worry about is like the bat symbol and maybe the cape. This is rubbery plastic, just like Superman. the underwear, and that belt. Look at that belt. I love the big chunky yellow belt like this. Look at how muscular it is. I don't know if this is the same body as the Superman. We'll kind of look. It's gonna be hard to tell. It feels like it is. And there's his feet. Let's just go over articulation. I really haven't messed with anything. I'm just seeing it brand new. Let's see. It looks like the head can look down pretty good and look up good. Now with the National Defender, Superman, his hair came way back, and it was kind of unpleasant to look at. It allowed him to look up more as Superman, but I mean, it looks like this Batman's looking up great. So no need to worry about that, and it's cut good, so it's not cut funny. And then the arms are on ball hinge joints, it appears to be. Hard to tell with the fabric suit. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, but you only get 90 like Superman because of how big the muscles are. It's like he's a muscle man or something. There is a ball joint in the upper chest or the diaphragm area, and then a ball joint at the waist as well. So it allows you to bend forward about that much and bend back pretty good. Then the legs, let's see here now. Yeah, because of that, well, they go about 90. And they kind of go out because the thighs are so thick. Double jointed knees. Is there a thigh cut? In the hip, there's a rotation. And then the feet are on looks like ball hinge. Not really much rocker on the ankles, which is a bummer. I like to have more rocker. No toe articulation, which I'm fine with. I'm not a big fan of that personally. You can see how far back the boot goes, and then it goes pretty much 90 going forward. So, because this figure is so beefy, you can't expect to have really crazy articulation, but you can get some great poses just by, look at this, man. Look at that. He's ready to fight Superman. Fisticuffs. No fear. Now, I would say this material, be careful if you have anything on your fingers, like a hangnail or anything like that, would snag this material and possibly rip it. So be very careful on this. I was just doing some work outside, and I've got something on my thumb, so I'm being really careful that I don't snag this material. Wow, really cool. Okay, let me get into laying this figure all out, and we'll take a closer look. Okay, I'm looking at the directions again. It does show you the type of body up top here. It's called the Atom action figure body. So I don't really know what that means, but that's the body this is on. So if I checked my Superman, I bet you I could look at the same thing and see if it was the same body. I'm not sure though, but it tells you there everything you get. And then we're going to change both these head sculpts out, but I wanted to show this. I figured this out. The holster is for the pistol. It goes on his leg. I forgot about that. And you can just put a bear holster or a bear strap on his left leg. I don't know how well those will stay up. We'll try it, but typically when they're not pegged in, they don't usually stay very good. It'll just be a friction fit, but we'll try it. But here is everything that Darknight Vigilante comes with, as Chaos calls him. And it's of note that those plastic bags these capes are in are like anti-static bags that are resealable. So you can keep those bags and keep these, one of these capes in the bag while you display him with a different one of the capes. So I need to look at the directions again because I don't know if the drape cape goes on. Oh, it does. Either cape can go on either head portrait, I believe. So yeah, we'll try both capes with both head portraits. But if I just zoom in a little bit, you kind of get to see everything he comes with. We've kind of looked at the figure already. He looks so imposing standing there, doesn't he? So good. A bunch of hands. These hands are designed to have multiple batarangs in them. We'll show that. Like a karate chop hand. These hands are for holding, I'm not sure. Because you had a pistol hand, a trigger finger hand right here. So I'm not sure what these two hold. But there's holes in them. It's hard, boy, but it's not one to. There's a hole there in the hand. So yeah. And then of course the fist that he comes with. There is the Bruce Wayne, the old man Bruce Wayne head sculpt. And boy, does that look good. We're going to put that on and we're going to see how it looks. There's the neck for him. And then they give you an extra ball joint. And then this goes, I believe, on one of the ends of the ball joints, I think. Haven't played with it yet. There's the holster for the pistol, which is a Mauser. I couldn't remember the name of it. I believe it's a Mauser type pistol that he has. And then the other strap. And then this is for the unmasked portrait. That is his cowl hanging back off his head. And then they give you 8 batarangs. Much like Mezco gives you a lot of batarangs. I mean, even adults lose accessories to toys, not just kids. So they give you a bunch. You know, you can put 3 or 4 in each hand. So you can maybe use all of these, or at least 6 of them in both of these hands right here. We'll try that. But boy, I tell you, I really like this drape cape. I don't know if I'll use the wired one, to be honest. You can see the pattern, the material in the cape. I love that. It looks so good. And I don't think this will break down over time, whereas this wired cape may. It's a great leathery looking material, which I love for Batman. It's just, you guys know how this stuff goes. I don't know what this is made out of. It's probably pleather, and over time it will probably wear down and crack. But I will say it's very supple. It feels nice and soft. It's a good quality cape. So, you know, being third party, obviously, they don't have to pay for the license, which, you know, say what you will about that. But I tell you what, man, you look at this overall quality of this Chaos figures, Muff Toys, and they are really good. Some really good artists behind the making of these action figures. So let me go ahead and try and get the cape on with the cowl. We'll see how it looks. All right, and check this out. This is the drape cape. You literally just take his head off and you just put that over his cape like that. And that looks fantastic. You know what? Let me just double check, because I want to make sure it does indeed. Yeah, it just goes over, put the cape over the neck cover. So you don't have the cowl cover over that. You do it just like this. And I gotta admit, I think this is gonna be my favorite look right here. You can drape this thing however you want. You can kind of open it back a little bit. Oh, and as you can see, I've got both of his things on his ankles here. They are friction fit, so I don't know how well they'll stay up. I don't think I'll display my Batman with these on. I mean, it is cool with the pistol down by his ankle there. But yeah, this cape is fantastic. Fantastic looking cape. And you know what? I just realized I've got it on backwards. It still looks good. Let's put it on the right way. Okay, that looks much better. I can't believe I put it on backwards, but it still looks good. But you can see, like, it almost makes it look leathery with that pattern. Yeah, this looks really good. I think the drape cape looks so good. Holy cow, this figure is going to photograph really good. Look at that, like he's on the edge of a gargoyle on a building looking down, maybe at like the Joker or some of the mutant gang. Holy smokes, man. Fantastic looking figure. And then you can probably, let's try and drape it back. Let's see what it looks like back. I don't like this look as much for this Batman, but you absolutely can drape it back and have him looking, you know, looking off into the side. But yeah, man, this is a cool looking Batman. Dark Knight Returns was never my favorite Batman story. I was never overly fond of it when it came out when I was a kid. I own it and I've read it. But in figure form, I'm not gonna lie, this looks fantastic. I mean, I talk about shelf presence a lot when I have certain figures, and I'll tell you what, man, this is going to give off some fantastic shelf presence. Look at that. I can get this cape is very slippery. But man, you get him looking down like this. Look at that. Don't mess with this Bruce, man. He may be like 60, but holy smokes. I can't stop gushing over how awesome this looks. And that bat symbol is perfect. Looks really good. Yeah. Okay, let's try the other cape now. I just want to show you have to pull off the neck. It's on a this type of connector, and then you just got to get the cape lined up, and then you put this back over. So let me do it off camera because it's kind of precarious. All right, and here is the wired cape. I've got his Mauser in his hand, which these hands are soft, but I had a difficult time getting that Mauser in. So just take your time so you don't break it. But I got the cape kind of wired, like the wind is blowing, as you can see here, coming this way, and it's kind of making it furl out over here. And yeah, you can make for a lot of cool poses this way as well. I do personally prefer the drape cape, but boy, for some dynamic poses, you can really do some cool stuff with this cape. And there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wires in this cape. Every pleat has a wire. And it is cut right here in a V, which I never realized if that's accurate or not to the comic. There's like a V right here, which is kind of interesting. But you can get a lot of nice looks with this cape. So now what I'm going to do is put on the Bruce Wayne head sculpt, and then with both capes. Okay, and real quick, you can get 4 batarangs in these hands. I had a hard time getting these hands on with the gauntlets, so just take your time with it. It's a little challenging, but yeah, that looks really cool. Really cool. So you can get some dynamic poses, or somewhat dynamic poses. Maybe if he's ready to throw these batarangs at somebody, right? Now there's no fight stand or stand with these figures, so I say dynamic poses. You may have to do a hand pose or get some other you know, stand you have for a different figure, but that looks pretty cool, almost like claws. Man, that is awesome. Awesome. Cool stuff. Yeah, I see the hand pops off, so cool though, looks good. Okay, for the Bruce Wayne head sculpt, you have to pull off, obviously, the cowl neck, and then you put in this neck and this ball joint. I had to heat the neck up because the ball joint did not want to go into the top of that neck. Once I heated up a little bit, that ball joint popped right in. Okay, then you got to push this spacer that comes in a Ziploc bag in the packaging into the spot in the head. So I may have to heat this up. We'll see if the ball joint pops in, no problem. Okay, and here's a Bruce Wayne head sculpt. The ball joint popped onto the head, no problem. I just kind of got him like he's holding his cape back from the wind blowing. And let's take a look at this head sculpt. It looks really good if we go down with it a bit. And this is the wired cape. You just put the cowl on, put the cape on, then you put the cowl on, and then pop the head in. And you can use the wired cape. But I gotta say, I like the drape cape much better for this figure personally, which I'll probably display him with that one. If he had a stand, I could get him in dynamic pose, like flying through the air with his wired cape would look cool. But doesn't have a stand. Paintwork looks pretty good. And those head sculpts that Muff Toys and Chaos is doing are just top quality. Top quality. Okay, let's try the drape cape now. Okay, here's the Bruce Wayne head sculpt with the drape cape, and boy, I just think this looks so good. Absolutely love it. Check this out. Let me zoom in a little bit. Man, that is so good. Now, it does hide the bat symbol a bit. I might be able to get that cape back a little bit, but it does take the top of the bat symbol off with this drape cape. But you can just, drape it over your shoulders if you want, like so. And then you pretty much can see the head of the bat there and the bat symbol for the most part. I could probably futz with it a little bit. But boy, look at I can't get over how good the head portraits are painted. Really great artistry with these. You get his head looking down even more. His eyes looking up. This is a fantastic figure. Fantastic. Yeah. Just do a once over here real quick. The fins on the gauntlets look really good. I love the detail in the cape. It makes it look like it's leather, even though it's fabric with no wires. Yeah, awesome. All right, well, now it's comparison time. All right, and check this out. Dark Knight Returns, Superman and Batman side by side. And you can tell the Batman just a little bit taller than the Superman. So if we turn these guys this way, you can see detail-wise how good these go together. Really, really cool. Let's add another figure in. All right, and this is Muff Toys, Clark Kent. I forget the name of this figure, Metropolitan something. But it's like Kent Clark ripping out and showing his Superman garb off. It's a fantastic figure as well. All three of these essentially the same company. Muff Toys, I think, owns Chaos. Something like that. But boy, I tell you what, for third party, just look at how good these look. Look at that Superman. The face sculpts in all of these, the head portraits are just so good. Yeah, very cool. All right, and just for comparison, this Red Hood figure, which I just reviewed the other day, this is Mezco just came out. You can see the height difference. You know, Frank Miller drew these figures bigger than they really are, bigger than life, right? Even Batman's massive, and you can see here. I think this is accurate to Frank's portrayal of Bruce Wayne in Dark Knight Returns. He's just big, and he makes Red Hood look really tiny in comparison, which I don't know how accurate that is, but still cool display here to see these two together. Okay, at the end of the day, is this figure worth it? Well, it's from China, and I think he was 83 total and then 20 something shipping. So I think it came to 106 for me. And in this day and age, 1/12 scale market, it's not a bad price. Now keep in mind, this is a third party figure, so they can make their prices a little bit cheaper. I will say I've done a couple PSAs in my last few videos about what it's cost me for overseas figures to import with all this tariff stuff and de minimis ending. And coming from Japan, two figures coming through UPS, I had to pay extra to have them delivered. Now this came through the Postal Service here in the United States, and I paid nothing extra. It was just the shipping from Toys Metaverse is where I got this from. I've bought from Toys Metaverse. They're based out of Hong Kong, and they're trustworthy. I've had no problem ordering stuff from these guys. And it was just like the $23 shipping fee, I think, which is what Mezco charges for the most part. And I'm way closer to Mezco's office than I am Toys Metaverse. So good on Toys Metaverse to keep that shipping down. Now, I haven't bought, this was pre-ordered quite a while ago, so maybe things have changed, but I paid no extra fees for this imported figure is what I'm saying. If you watch my last couple videos, I talked about how I have. And in this case, I didn't. So that's good news. It's always nice when you don't have to pay more money on top of what you already are paying. So for me, this is absolutely worth it. The head sculpts alone are worth the price of entry, in my opinion. The fact they give two capes, which is really cool. They didn't do that with the Superman. I love this drape cape. You can make it look however you want, even though it's got no wires in it. And looking at that just looks so good. So let me know what you guys think. Give me a like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, this has been Chaos, Dark Knight Vigilante, aka Batman from Dark Knight Returns. Thanks for watching.